Our boy Hanli is hitting rock bottom. Thanks to his lackluster degree and past failures, he just got ruthlessly rejected and mocked at a job interview. Dragging his exhausted body through the subway, the weight of his messy life crushes him. He feels so hopeless that he even contemplates ending it all. But fate has other plans. A mysterious system suddenly binds to him, and with a blinding flash of blue lightning, a miracle happens. When he opens his eyes, he is on a moving train. Catching his reflection in the mirror, our boy realizes with absolute shock that he has traveled back in time. To make things even crazier, the blonde girl sitting right across from him is none other than his high school goddess, Qin Yanfei. After a brief moment of panic, he quickly pieces things together using his memories. It is August 2013, the exact day he headed off to college. Just then, the arrogant rich kid Pan Xiaohang slides over, harassing Qin Yanfei with greasy pickup lines and terrifying the poor girl. Our boy remembers this awkward moment from his past, but initially decides to just eat his noodles in peace. However, will trouble really just leave him alone? Faced with the arrogant rich kid Pan Xiaohang trying to flex, our boy couldn't care less. He decides to mind his own business and enjoy his food. Meanwhile, his mind is entirely focused on his newly awakened system. After some digging, he realizes the golden rule: spending money directly levels up his skills and physical stats. The dream of spending his way to the top is beautiful, but reality hits hard. How is he supposed to abuse a spending system when his pockets are completely empty? Back to reality, Pan Xiaohang is still trying to impress Qin Yanfei with fancy meals, only to get coldly rejected. Hearing her say she prefers instant noodles, our boy almost laughs, which instantly triggers the rich kid. Pan instantly directs his anger at Hanli. Meanwhile, Qin Yanfei is pouting, lamenting that she missed out on buying any snacks for the trip. Seeing the perfect opening, our guy smoothly offers her his skewers and an orange. Watching Qin Yanfei blush and happily accept the food while completely ignoring him, Pan Xiaohang's jealousy goes through the roof. His fragile ego shattered, Pan Xiaohang completely snaps. He loses his mind and brutally attacks our boy out of nowhere. The intense pain reminds him how weak his teenage body really is. But a cold smirk appears. He needed starting capital, and this arrogant rich kid just volunteered to be his personal ATM. As the train roars into the night, our boy's plan puts him right into a hospital bed. With his body in a deep coma, a worried Qin Yanfei watches closely. His ruthless extortion master plan has officially begun. As the system blares harsh warnings about severe bodily damage, our boy collapses to the ground, covered in bruises and blood. Rewind to a few minutes ago. Pan Xiaohang grabs our boy's collar like a mad dog. Instead of fighting back, our guy deliberately uses sarcastic words to provoke him. As expected, the sarcasm completely shatters the villain's sanity. Blinded by rage, Pan Xiaohang throws heavy punches in front of everyone, terrifying the passengers into calling the transit police. While taking the brutal beating, our boy secretly flashes a cold smirk. This is exactly his plan, enduring the pain to legally frame the villain for an unprovoked assault. Back to the present. Seeing our boy lying motionless, Qin Yanfei completely panics. With tears in her eyes, she kneels desperately beside him and screams for a doctor. Just then, the transit police arrive, and eyewitnesses immediately testify against Pan Xiaohang's brutality. Even though he tries to argue he was provoked, the officer isn't buying his nonsense. The officer firmly warns him that putting someone in the hospital means serious jail time. Hearing jail, the once arrogant rich kid instantly loses his mind and begs Yanfei for help. But Yanfei completely ignores him, focused only on our boy. Quartered and sweating profusely, Pan Xiaohang tremblingly pulls out his phone to call his wealthy father for a bailout. Realizing he's in deep trouble, Pan Xiaohang panics and calls his rich dad for help. Meanwhile, our boy rolls on the floor in agony, perfectly playing the victim. As Qin Yanfei leans in to gently wipe his nosebleed with a face full of guilt, our guy acts weak on the outside, but is secretly thrilled that his little scheme paid off. Facing the school beauty's concern, he shrugs off his lost tooth as a mere scratch. In his head, he's already planning to get a medical report right after getting off to maximize his payout. Finally, the train arrives at the station. As soon as they step off, an incredibly grateful and guilty Qin Yanfei suddenly hugs our boy tightly from behind, terrified he might collapse. Feeling her warmth against his back, he winces in pain while making a silent vow. This 18-year-old body is way too weak. He needs to hit the gym so he can truly protect her in the future. Everything plays out perfectly. The arrogant Pan Xiaohang is sent straight to lockup, while our guy comfortably settles into a VIP hospital room fully paid for by Pan's family. To his absolute delight, the massive medical bills Pan's family was forced to cover actually count toward his system's experience points. He just scored a massive free upgrade. While he's busy celebrating his gains, Chen Yunfei drops by with flowers. She playfully cheers him up and even gives him a cute nickname. After all this drama, their relationship is definitely leveling up fast. Seeing the school bell thoughtfully return his repaired glasses, our boy is full of emotion. In his past life, they barely interacted, but now she's personally serving him. Just as things get sweet, Yunfei's father arrives. Soon after, the villain's parents rush in frantically. To appease everyone, the father bows profusely and offers a massive financial compensation. A whopping 800,000. Hearing this, our boy internally rejoices, calculating his system upgrades. But on the outside, he maintains a perfectly calm and righteous facade. Playing hard to get, our boy coldly demands the villain apologize in person later. Faced with his overwhelming aura, the father has no choice but to agree. Outside the ward, the villain's father humbly apologizes to Yunfei's dad. Terrified that his son's foolishness might ruin their business partnership, he desperately tries to save face. As they leave the hospital, the observant father immediately notices his daughter's blushing face. He sharply points out that she obviously has a huge crush on the young man who saved her. Although he appreciates our boy's ambition, the father wisely warns his daughter that dating someone so calculating will be exhausting. Meanwhile, our boy is eagerly watching his skyrocketing bank balance. Lying in his hospital bed, our boy checks his system panel and realizes that whenever others spend money on him, he also earns points. Remembering the embarrassments of his bad eyesight, he secretly spends points to heal his eyes. With a flash of blue light, his vision becomes crystal clear. Taking off his thick glasses, our boy is thrilled to find not only his sight restored, but his handsome looks upgraded. The system even chimes in, confirming a solid boost to his charm. Just then, a message pops up from the blonde girl inviting him to a feast. To hide his rapid recovery, our guy claims his teeth still hurt and casually asks her to bring him a book instead. They happily agree on the visiting plan over the phone. The very next day, the girl shows up at his ward all dressed up and ready. However, seeing her cheekily hand him a book on acting, our boy is left utterly speechless, knowing full well she is secretly mocking his dramatic performance. Enjoying his defeated look, she magically pulls out his favorite web novel. As our boy instantly switches to kissing up to her, she blushes and playfully demands he call her sister from now on. Faced with her sudden teasing, our guy instantly covers his chest, loudly declaring that his body isn't for sale. This dramatic reaction immediately fills the ward with cheerful laughter. To quickly settle the mess, the Pan family not only signed the 800,000 compensation agreement, but also tossed in an extra 80,000 for medical expenses. Naturally, our boy gladly signs the papers and takes the cash. Looking at the massive windfall in his account, our guy happily schemes how to use his system to upgrade his stats. He even daydreams about buying a cozy house, even if it means living on instant noodles forever. While he is busy celebrating his newfound wealth, Yin Yin and her wealthy father suddenly visit the ward. To make up for the trouble his daughter unintentionally caused, Mr. Chen thoughtfully leaves a thick red envelope by the bed as a sincere apology. Knowing exactly how to play the game, our boy immediately puts on a righteous act, declining the money by saying Yin Yin is also a victim. This mature push-and-pull tactic impresses Mr. Chen so much that he forcefully presses the money into his hands. Since the elder insists, our guy smoothly accepts the gift. But then Mr. Chen suddenly asks about his college plans and asks him to look after his precious daughter on campus. This unexpected request catches our boy completely off guard. Facing Mr. Chen's expectant gaze, our guy nervously names his average university. Surprisingly, the innocent Yin Yin doesn't judge at all. Instead, she looks at him with pure admiration, mistakenly thinking he got into a top 3 elite school. To smoothly cover up this beautiful misunderstanding, our boy activates his ultimate acting skills without skipping a beat. He plays the deep, misunderstood genius, who was just too rebellious in his youth, completely bluffing both father and daughter. In the hospital ward, Chen's father deeply admires our boy's extraordinary maturity and ambition. Smiling at the blushing Yin Yin, he says his goodbyes, knowing that college is where his real journey begins. The first thing after leaving the hospital is making money. Armed with his newfound wealth, our boy goes house hunting near the campus. Remembering his parents' past struggles, he signs the contract without hesitation, securing his path to financial freedom. With the housing sorted, our boy splurges on a luxury presidential suite for the next crucial step. Staring at the over 1 million experience points in his system, he takes a deep breath and initiates a complete body and mind upgrade. Instantly, a massive torrent of advanced knowledge floods his brain, almost overloading his system. Collapsing on the floor in agony, it takes him a good while to recover, realizing that rushing an upgrade is no joke. Just as he's enjoying his newly upgraded body, a sudden phone call shatters the peace. It's the counselor. Our boy panics, realizing he's been so caught up in house buying and upgrading that he completely forgot the final day of enrollment. The system finishes the upgrade, unlocking advanced stats and a new consumption lottery feature. But there's no time for that now. Dressed in a fresh hoodie, our boy grabs a scooter and dashes toward the campus, his upgraded looks immediately leaving passing upperclassmen starstruck. Our boy returns to campus on his scooter. Thanks to the system's facial optimization, his entrance instantly turns heads. In a society that judges by appearances, good looks are the best pass. Arriving at the counselor's office, our guy hands in his hospital report to register for the semester. Seeing the exaggerated medical record, Mr. Liu breaks a sweat. Using the excuse of needing quiet rest, our boy smoothly slips the teacher a fat red envelope. Understanding the hint, the counselor immediately arranges a quieter, premium dorm for him. As long as money can solve it, it's no problem for him. He pulls out his black card and easily settles all extra expenses without blinking an eye. After settling into his new dorm, our guy casually stands there, texting Chin Yanfei about his schedule while plotting his next money-making scheme. Walking around campus, our boy is drawn to a second-hand bookstall. Hearing that a worn-out self-help book costs 100 yuan, he is momentarily stunned. Suddenly, the system pops up, indicating that this shabby book can actually increase his stats. He buys it without hesitation. Farming attributes with pocket change is an absolute steal. Fully prepared, our boy follows the counselor into the lecture hall. Looking at a room full of new classmates, his brand new college life begins, and the real campus drama is just unfolding. When the instructor calls our boy Han Lai up for his self-introduction, he walks to the podium with ease. Remembering how his past self was laughed at, he knows things will be entirely different this time. Standing tall, he introduces himself with absolute confidence. His steady voice and commanding presence instantly captivate the entire class. He warmly expresses his desire to make like-minded friends. His sincere yet charismatic speech even leaves the girls in the back row completely starstruck. As soon as he finishes, the room erupts in applause. The instructor nods in approval and reminds the class monitor to collect the class funds later. Seizing the moment, our boy jokingly adds that he's young, single, and easy to tease, inviting anyone interested to add him. This smooth move immediately sparks jealousy from his past life rivals. Noticing the hostile glares from the rich kids, he just sneers internally. As soon as class ends, excited classmates swarm him, eager to exchange contact info. Suddenly, someone taps his shoulder. He turns to see the aloof, silver-haired class monitor, Shi Luding, who strictly asks him to pay the class fee and join the group. Looking at the widely acknowledged campus goddess, he recalls how she almost got him expelled in his past life. But in this second life, the tables are about to turn. Instead of just playing along with her professional tone, our boy leans in with a smirk and playfully counters her, instantly flustering the usually composed goddess. Facing the cold class monitor, our boy hands over the fee without hesitation, leaving her slightly flustered. Meanwhile, the opportunistic Yuyun spots her chance and moves in to add his contact. Yuyun tries to get close by introducing herself online. But with his past life experience, our guy takes total control of the conversation, leaving the calculating girl completely thrown off balance with a few smooth replies. Sensing his natural wealthy aura, Yuyun breaks into a nervous sweat from overthinking. Our boy remembers her as a notorious gold digger from his past life, so her little tricks are utterly useless against him. Having easily brushed off the unwanted attention, our boy drags his suitcase to the dorm building. Seeing the long line for the elevator, he simply takes the stairs to his new room. However, the moment he pushes the door open, he's greeted by pure chaos. With roommates yelling for cigarettes and cursing loudly, our guy just stands at the doorway with a knowing smile. The room falls silent as they notice him. Unfazed by their hostile stares, our boy locks eyes with the blonde troublemaker sitting on his desk, coldly ordering him to get off. The guy arrogantly refuses to move, clearly underestimating the newcomer. Since words won't work, our guy instantly launches a fierce strike, deciding to establish the dorm hierarchy the hard way. Meanwhile, the terrified roommates are whispering among themselves. The guy in sunglasses drops a bombshell. He saw our boy casually pull a claw hammer out of his bag. What kind of normal student carries that? Watching our boy quietly reading on his bed, the roommates' imaginations run wild with torture scenarios. To save their own skin, they make up a ridiculous excuse and prepare to flee the terrifying dorm. With a panicked door slam, the dorm is finally quiet. Our boy opens his system panel, knowing full well that while it can boost his stats, true strategy and wisdom must be forged through his own efforts. The scene shifts to the cafeteria, where gossip about our boy is spreading like wildfire. Everyone wonders if he's a hidden billionaire. The starry-eyed girls make the usually showy rich kid, Duan Showy, turn green with envy. Sitting nearby, the aloof class monitor Shi Luting overhears these rumors, and her normally calm eyes widen in shock. It seems our boy has completely stirred up the school's waters. Early in the morning, our boy bumps into his roommates. After their previous friendly exchange, these once arrogant guys are now sweating and greeting him respectfully, calling him boss. To show their loyalty, the roommates eagerly make way at the crowded elevator, bowing and insisting our boy goes up first, making him look like an absolute boss. Inside the elevator, a guy tries to cozy up while sneaking a hand toward our boy's pocket. Our boy casually pushes the hand away and drops a smiling warning, sending the thief fleeing in panic. Back in the classroom, the aloof class monitor questions his rough attitude. Instead of getting defensive, our boy calmly states that he values quality over quantity when making friends. His mature perspective instantly changes the monitor's impression. A straightforward girl named Fong Feifei is so drawn by his confident aura that she boldly leans in to ask for his WeChat. Faced with her proactive approach, our boy remains unfazed, casually creating distance by claiming his phone is always on mute. This masterclass in playing hard to get leaves the aloof monitor completely stunned. Amused by the online chat, our boy chuckles to himself. He quickly snaps back to reality and starts scribbling furiously, leaving Shi Luting completely bewildered by his sudden burst of energy. With money on his mind, our guy knows that theoretical knowledge isn't enough. He dives straight into intense studying to turn those system skills into real money-making tools. His lightning-fast problem-solving leaves Yanfei absolutely stunned. She leans in curiously, wondering how he managed to teach himself such advanced topics before the professor even covered them. Without missing a beat, our boy casually throws out a few absurd excuses. From sudden summer epiphanies to missing exams due to hospital fights, his nonsense earns a hard eye roll from the class monitor. Surprisingly, the naive Yanfei buys every word of it. Caught up in the vibe, even the usually aloof Luting starts spinning wild, dramatic tales about his supposed tragic past. Hearing this ridiculous soap opera, our boy smirks and drops a bombshell. With an imagination like that, are you secretly writing web novels? The undercover struggling author instantly breaks into a cold sweat. Watching class monitor Shi Luting's seemingly flawless cover-up, our boy just smirks. He quickly pieces together all the clues from his past and present lives, seeing right through her disciplined facade. No one knew about her web novel secret in his past life, but our boy suddenly remembers accidentally spotting a message urging Little Cucumber for updates in her office back then. All the clues instantly connect. Our boy is absolutely certain the aloof class monitor is actually Little Cucumber, the struggling web novel author he's been tipping. Meanwhile, Shi Luting is blushing hard while biting her pen. Recalling Han Li's words, she suddenly slams her head on the desk in despair, furious that she's being led by the nose by him. After class, facing an enthusiastic dinner invitation from his female classmates, our boy turns them down without hesitation. After all, his mind is fully focused on buying a computer and a new phone to make money. Despite being reborn, our boy still feels a sharp sting of pain when he thinks about the expensive roaming fees and his currently empty wallet. Returning to his dorm, the moment our boy opens the door and steps inside, the relaxed atmosphere instantly freezes. Just by standing there with his head down, he exudes a suffocating aura of oppression. Hearing the sound of him unzipping his bag, his previously beaten-down roommates immediately cower under their covers, trembling and not even daring to breathe. After sorting out the dorm drama, our boy heads straight to the electronics market. Using his past life knowledge, he swipes his card for the latest high-value smartphone, an absolute essential for his upcoming money-making plans. To avoid getting scammed by custom PC builders, he simply grabs a solid laptop. But after this shopping spree, his funds drop fast. He even sits by the road drinking a cheap glass bottle cola just to save some cash. Just as he's calculating his budget, he remembers he still needs a SIM card. But the moment he buys one, the the system unexpectedly chimes in with an extra bonus, catching our guy completely off guard. Seeing the absurd stats on the interface, he almost curses out loud. With untraceable and top-tier bypass privileges, this ordinary SIM card is basically a cheat code. He immediately slots it into his new phone without a second thought. Meanwhile, over at the girls' dorm, the chatter is all about our boy. The aloof class monitor, Shi Luding, complains about his unreasonableness, but deep down, his unique way of doing things has definitely piqued her interest. Just then, a mysterious message pops up in the chat containing a specific phone number. Staring at those familiar digits, the usually calm class monitor is completely stunned. Could it be that the mysterious big-spending boss online is actually someone right beside her? In the dorm, our boy is plotting a scheme to hoard premium phone numbers. A sudden interruption from his roommate reminds him of an even more crucial target. He immediately searches for the future fan group of the cold class monitor's hit novel. To his surprise, the search returns absolutely nothing. Analyzing the timeline, our boy realizes her novel hasn't blown up yet. With his future knowledge, this is the perfect chance to go undercover and become her top investor. Fired up, he tracks down her author account. But just as he tries to add her, the bizarre verification questions leave our usually calm guy completely speechless. Realizing a direct approach won't work, he heads to the novel website. By cross-referencing the upload dates, he expertly narrows the massive library down to just 2 targets. The next day, our boy is the center of attention. A Trinity classmate eagerly waves him over, while the proud class monitor watches the scene with a very complicated expression. In the classroom, the boys are joking around. The topic soon shifts to our boy, with everyone urging him to take the transfer exam next year. Facing his cheeky classmates, our guy just waves them off helplessly. With half a year left, bragging is easy, but failing the exam later would be super embarrassing. Just then, the rich kid Duanxi seizes the chance to show off. He loudly brags that his family owns 4 apartment buildings in the inner ring, instantly drawing gasps from the class. Soaking in the girls' admiring looks, Xiaoyi is incredibly smug. However, he conveniently hides the fact that these buildings are actually relocation houses shared among his entire extended family. This new money act doesn't fool Yuyun. The sharp-minded, purple-eyed girl mentally pulls up a radar chart, grading Xiaoyi as nothing more than a wealthy slacker. Next, Yuyun shifts her evaluating gaze to our boy reading quietly nearby. His maxed-out hidden stats make her heart race, prompting her to blush and secretly add bonus points to his looks. The classroom is buzzing with rumors about the transfer exam. Curious classmates surround our boy, wondering if he plans to use his insane math skills to leave the humanities department. Our boy casually plays it down, but secretly finds it amusing to watch these college kids play mind games. Just then, a few annoying guys step up, trying to provoke him. Lu Ji arrogantly steps in with a disgusting bet. His vulgar words instantly disgust the girls and spark outrage, resulting in a swift and well-deserved punch to his face. Faced with such a clown, our guy doesn't even flinch, backed firmly by his roommates. His calm and unbothered attitude actually leaves the aloof campus beauties quite impressed. Next, a classmate tries to show off by offering to cover his rent. But our money-minded boy doesn't care about these ordinary schools, finding them utterly boring without a finance major. While others secretly wonder if he is just being arrogant, a sharp-minded girl smiles and advises him not to aim too high, telling him to stay realistic. But they have no idea. His ambition goes way beyond a simple exam. With his past life memories, he has already set his sights on ultimate wealth and absolute freedom. To his surprise, the aloof class monitor takes the initiative to praise our boy. Facing her sudden goodwill, he can't help but wonder why the cold beauty has suddenly changed her tune. Jealous of the attention, the class clown immediately jumps in to find fault. Seeing no calculation steps, he loudly claims our boy is just guessing and could do it blindfolded. But the girls are completely blown away when they check the answers. Our guy found the calculus so easy that he solved it entirely in his head, instantly winning everyone's admiration. Watching the pretty girls flock around our boy for tutoring, the jealous hater hides in the corner, gritting his teeth in sheer frustration. He just can't accept losing the spotlight. Not wanting to be outdone, the rich kid steps up to flex his wealth. He sarcastically wishes our boy a good job, so he can afford to rent one of his family's luxury apartments. Hearing this ridiculous boast, the other girls have mixed reactions. Meanwhile, the observant Yuyun watches quietly from the sidelines, eagerly waiting to see how our boy will handle the cheap provocation. Unfazed by the taunt, our guy casually asks which exact house is that expensive. The precise strike instantly shatters the rich kid's ego, leaving him fuming. The real show is just beginning. Facing the angry rich kid, our boy doesn't panic at all. Instead, he smiles and asks if he really considers the village's shared relocation building his own mansion. Exposed, Duan fiercely stands up and shouts in denial. But Hanli shows no mercy, casually listing the exact square footage of each unit, and even the small shop his parents bought. The surrounding classmates are completely stunned and start whispering. Seeing Duan sweating bullets, Hanli crosses his hands with an icy glare, demanding the truth one last time. The overwhelming pressure even leaves the usually aloof class monitor wide-eyed in shock. Our boy's absolute dominance not only silences the troublemakers, but also leaves Chen Yanfei blushing with deep admiration and shyness. As the rich kid tries to save face, Hanli ruthlessly points out that his family just got lucky with a demolition payout. There's absolutely nothing worth bragging about his sudden wealth. Exposed completely in public, Duan's lackey turns pale with fright. Duan himself, once so arrogant, now deflates like a balloon, completely unable to utter a single word of rebuttal. "I'm just here to study, so don't provoke me," Hanli warns casually, instantly silencing the noisy classroom. Realizing the massive gap between them, the defeated rich kid swallows hard and finally admits his loss. As the bell rings, the economics class officially begins. But compared to the boring lecture, the students are clearly more interested in gossiping about Duan Xiaoli's recent humiliating defeat. The aloof class monitor seems calm on the surface, but she's secretly plotting to use our boy as the domineering CO prototype in her novel. Realizing she's zoning out, she quickly pats her flushed cheeks to compose herself. Finally, class is over. Fong Feifei, the girl our boy chased humbly in his past life, now proactively asks about lunch. Hearing him playfully complain about being broke, the straightforward girl immediately offers to treat him. Seeing our boy shamelessly accept the offer, Fong Feifei is a bit speechless, but still blushing as she grabs his hand. Her smooth and proactive approach actually catches our experienced guy off guard. Their shameless daily flirting makes the surrounding girls cover their mouths and giggle. Naturally, this entire scene is captured perfectly by the class monitor, who has been secretly keeping an eye on our boy. Faced with everyone teasing him for scamming free meals, our boy isn't mad at all, and accepts it righteously. Feeling embarrassed and anxious, Fong Feifei pinches his arm hard, making him complain in pain. Hearing his exaggerated protests, Fong Feifei guiltily looks away, blushing with secret regret. She has no idea why she suddenly got physical, terrified that our boy might think she's an easy girl. Facing the overt advances of his female classmates, our boy remains completely unfazed. He quietly packs his bag, knowing perfectly well that making money is his only priority in this second life. To catch his attention, the girls offer to treat him to a meal while openly taking jabs at each other. Our boy just watches the drama unfold like a spectator. Suddenly, someone notices he's using a different phone. Ever the careful strategist, he casually brushes it off, having purposely switched phones to avoid any trouble from their strict class monitor. When asked about his dating history, he openly admits he's never had a girlfriend. After all, back in high school, he was just a nobody who never got this kind of royal treatment. Hearing this, the girls get even more excited and press him about his ideal type. With a calm smile, he gives a flawless answer, a girl who is comfortable to be with. Taking the hint, the girls immediately launch into another round of fierce competition, even boldly bragging about their figures to make sure they don't lose out. Watching the chaotic rivalry, Yu Yun feels a bit annoyed. Even though she has her own eyes on him, being dragged into this battlefield completely sparks her competitive drive. With a table full of late-night snacks, Fong Feifei enthusiastically invites our boy to dig in. Meanwhile, the aloof class rep remains highly suspicious of this sudden treat. When the girls politely decline, our boy smoothly pulls out his trump card, exquisite strawberry cakes. Seeing their instantly excited reactions, he secretly chuckles at how easily swayed they are. The class rep tries to play hard to get, so our guy casually hands the cake right to her, playfully teasing her. Faced with the irresistible dessert, even the proud beauty finally gives in. Seeing everyone enjoy the treats, Fong Feifei wonders aloud how he knows their tastes so well. The girls chime in, and the atmosphere quickly turns warm and lively. Our boy calmly eats his noodles while Fong Feifei lectures him about his reckless spending. Yu Yun quickly jumps in, playfully offering to treat him tomorrow to save him from bankruptcy. Watching the girls hilariously bicker over who gets to treat him, our guy just peels an orange with a knowing smile. Reborn, he realizes these so-called untouchable goddesses are just adorably silly girls after all. Meanwhile, our haughty monitor is still agonizing over her online sponsor's silence. Seeing her distracted, our boy deliberately teases her with the last orange. Her flustered reaction just proves she's way more fun to mess with than the others. Back in the dorm, his roommates enthusiastically invite him to dinner. Our boy politely declines, easily guessing that these energetic guys are planning another all-nighter at the internet cafe. Hearing his roommates complain about being bored, Hanli knows exactly what's coming. Soon enough, these rich kids will discover wilder ways to burn their money. But our boy is already past that phase. After all, he's playing a much bigger game. In the near future, the wealth he accumulates will leave these rich kids completely in the dust. Accepting him as their boss, the roommates start sharing their backgrounds. Xiao Bei's family runs a timber business, while Ding Ding's owns factories. This little dorm is practically a gathering of wealthy heirs. Ding Ding offers him a cigarette, which Hanli smoothly declines. To completely win over his roommates, our boy decides to use this casual chat to defuse the lingering tension from his earlier hammer-wielding display. Cue the Oscar-worthy performance. Hanli paints himself as a sensitive, introverted soul who reads Buddhist scriptures to suppress his inner demons. With just a few words, he flawlessly flips his psycho image and wins their absolute trust. Back in the dorm, a flamboyant roommate starts giving an unbearably cringe speech about brotherhood. The sheer awkwardness feels like a psychic attack, leaving the other guys clutching their heads in agony. Watching this circus, our boy seriously contemplates moving out just to save his sanity. But the roommates quickly realize that having a ruthless boss like Hanli around means nobody will dare mess with them. The scene shifts to the classroom, where the bold Fang Feifei makes her move, leaning over the desk to offer Hanli a drink. Her aggressive flirting leaves the surrounding girls completely stunned. Despite the blushing girl's aggressive offering, our guy remains completely unbothered. He firmly rejects the free drink to avoid owing any favors, leading to a hilarious tug-of-war right on the desk. But Hanli is always one step ahead. While he doesn't want to get entangled with them, he figures using their attention to make the proud class monitor jealous is a brilliant strategic move. After brushing off the drama, Hanli immediately returns to his highly disciplined routine. From intense studying to working out, his daily schedule is packed as he focuses entirely on self-improvement and making money. However, his mature aura has already made him the hottest topic among the girls on campus. Faced with this unavoidable fame, our boy can only sigh. Being this popular is truly a burden. With the holidays just around the corner, the class chat explodes into an argument over trip plans. Our boy sits at his computer, sighing helplessly at the fiery messages. He realizes this drama is just like his past life. Wherever there are people, there's conflict. Everyone is so angry that nobody is giving the class president any respect. Just as his head starts hurting from the mess, Shi Luding suddenly DMs him to finalize tomorrow's schedule. He casually mentions covering expenses, completely unaware he just offended her. Furious that her first time spending money on a guy only earned an O, she abruptly ends the chat. Our boy is left completely confused by the sudden cold shoulder. Hitting a wall in reality, he hops online to message the author he heavily tipped. Seeing her reply, he starts plotting. He must trick her into revealing her contact info. The holidays finally arrive. Right after calling his parents, our guy reaches the meetup spot only to be ambushed with a tight hug. Feeling the murderous glares, he breaks into a cold sweat. At the subway station, class monitor Shi Luding holds a small red flag, trying hard to gather everyone. Seeing her earnest efforts, the boys nearby can't help but whisper among themselves. Our boy watches the lively scene with a subtle smile. Wiping her sweat, the stressed monitor secretly feels relieved, thinking that with him around, nothing should go wrong today. However, things don't go as planned. A few hot-headed guys, frustrated from the crowded subway, suddenly start a fierce argument. Their unexpected outburst leaves the monitor completely bewildered. Meanwhile, as a struggling online writer in secret, Shi Luding often daydreams while biting her pen, constantly pondering how to use romantic plots to advance relationships in her story. To get closer, our boy waits in line to buy her a matcha ice cream. Faced with this sudden sweet gesture, the usually aloof monitor instantly blushes, completely flustered. Seeing her hesitation, he jokingly threatens to stuff it in her mouth if she doesn't take it. She finally accepts the ice cream, though she still stubbornly asks if he washed his hands. Unexpectedly, a casual joke from our boy perfectly hits her weird sense of humor. Watching the usually elegant girl laugh hysterically and smack him in excitement, he is left wide-eyed in pain. Finally calming down, she eats her ice cream while secretly glancing at him. Feeling his unique thoughtfulness, her heart races, and she begins to wonder if she should give him a chance. Just as the atmosphere between them grows increasingly subtle, our boy's expression suddenly changes. Accompanied by a flash of blue light, the mysterious system interface unexpectedly pops up. Our boy pulls up his system panel, instantly maxing out his persuasion and acting skills to level 3. This isn't just for charming ladies, it's his ultimate trump card for manipulating any situation. Meanwhile, some classmates are goofing off. One badly timed joke completely triggers a girl, causing her to hurl her ice cream at the guy in pure rage. The runaway girl isn't looking where she's going and crashes straight into the class president, she looting. Just as the proud beauty is about to take a nasty fall, our boy swoops in and catches her perfectly. Taking a moment to sit down, a shaken she looting starts venting. She complains about how impossible it is to manage their rowdy classmates, who constantly waste their energy on pointless bickering compared to other students. Hearing her frustrations, our boy hits the nail on the head. He explains that rich students have money to burn off their energy, while their own classmates are broke, trapped in a small world with nowhere to vent. She looting is instantly amazed by his mature insight. Smiling, our boy advises her that managing the class isn't about blind suppression, but rather guiding and redirecting all that pent-up youthful energy. Never one to back down, the proud class president declares she'll surpass him one day. Seeing her competitive spirit, our boy just chuckles and patronizes her with a good luck with that, leaving her absolutely flustered. Just as their banter hits a sweet spot, a frantic classmate suddenly runs up. Seeing the two of them chilling together on the bench, the friend is stunned, while a deeply embarrassed she looting jumps up like she's been shocked. While a classmate secretly wonders why our boy is with the aloof class rep, he's already planning his next move, knowing that simple flattering won't work. Handing her an ice cream in the park, our guy intentionally cracks some gross bathroom jokes just to break her aloof and icy facade. Seeing her hesitate, he bluntly threatens to stuff it in her mouth. She snatches the cone away, instantly questioning if he even washed his hands. Instead of getting mad, the class rep bursts into laughter. Watching this endlessly entertaining guy, a subtle feeling of affection begins to blossom in her heart. While the mood is perfect, our boy secretly activates his system, spending experience points to max out his persuasion and acting skills for whatever comes next. Freshly upgraded, he teasingly asks if she tastes anything special. Upon seeing the taste of love printed on the wrapper, she turns completely red and lunges at him. During their playful scuffle, they accidentally bump into the short-haired Feifei. As she slips and falls, our boy reacts instantly, pulling her safely into his arms. Sitting on the bench, class monitor she looting complains about the constant conflicts. Our boy hits the nail on the head, explaining that the students cause trouble simply because they have restless energy and no money to spend. Following this logic, Hanli suggests that redirecting their unspent energy into the right places will easily solve the management issues. His mature insights leave the usually proud monitor wide-eyed with admiration. Completely won over by our boy's wisdom, the proud monitor admits she has a lot to learn from him. However, her competitive spirit quickly kicks back in as she vows to surpass him one day. Amused by her fiery determination, Hanli gently smiles and wishes her luck like coaxing a child. His playful tone instantly annoys her, sparking a rare, light-hearted banter between the two. The harmonious atmosphere is cut short when a female classmate rushes over looking for the monitor. Seeing the two of them chatting alone, she immediately freezes in absolute shock. Just as the girl throws her arms around the monitor, Han Li's roommate arrives out of breath with urgent news. Hearing that Fang Feifei is in trouble at the elephant exhibit, our boy's relaxed expression instantly drops. Before anyone can process it, our guy vanishes from the spot. The confused girls quickly dial his number, while Han Li is already racing toward the scene to save the day. Meanwhile, the girls are trying to call our boy, complaining about his childish hiding. But Qin Yanfei is blushing deeply while looking at her phone. Turns out our boy is busy flirting with Qin Yanfei online, even promising to take her to Sanya. As time passes 4:30, it's time for everyone to regroup. After meeting up, the group argues over what to eat, viewing barbecue and burgers before finally agreeing to hit the bustling snack street. While the other girls decide to split up for shopping, the clever Fang Feifei seizes the chance to stay behind, making sure our boy isn't left alone. Never one to miss a perfect opportunity, our boy confidently grabs Fang Feifei's arm, pulling her along to continue their evening stroll. It doesn't take long for Fang Feifei to be captivated by a heart-shaped necklace in a showcase. She looks at our boy with eyes full of anticipation. Seeing this, our boy feels nothing but irony. The very necklace he starved to buy in his past life only to be rejected is now the treasure she desperately wants. He decisively pays for it, officially ending his past life as a simp. When she gets too eager to show off, a cold warning from him quickly puts her in her place. Just then, a system alert pops up. This profound purchase has triggered a special bonus. But seeing the pet leash set that maxes out obedience, our boy is utterly speechless. Before he can recover, Fong Feifei playfully leans in for his help to put it on. Looking at the submissive girl, this necklace really seems like an invisible leash now. Faced with the girl's complicated reactions, our boy feels a bit of a headache. He even panics for a second when the aloof class rep suddenly shows up, worrying she might misunderstand his earlier actions. However, with his reborn mindset, he quickly regains his composure. Knowing that making money is his true priority, he plays it cool and casually greets the class rep with a smile. Since the main group is reunited, our boy decisively suggests ending this exhausting event and smoothly leads everyone back to campus. Before parting ways, a clever classmate tries to flirt, looking forward to their next gathering. But our guy, seeing through the vanity of socializing, coldly rejects the idea in his mind, knowing such pointless drama won't happen again. Back in the dorm, our boy finally breathes a sigh of relief. Tossing aside the annoying social drama, he happily checks his phone, because his web novel partner, the struggling writer Little Cucumber, has finally sent her contact info. Over in the girls' dorm, the usually aloof class rep is staring at her phone. Overwhelmed by the friend request and extravagant tips from her wealthy reader, she gets so excited that she completely loses her cool and tosses her phone. Little does the class rep know that her biggest fan is actually the annoying guy from her class. Sitting at his desk, our boy calmly analyzes her writing style, silently plotting how to turn her into his future cash cow. Our boy bluntly points out that she focuses too much on prose while neglecting plot logic. Seeing these sharp yet fair critiques, she feels surprisingly inspired instead of angry. Encouraged, she blushes and humbly asks for more advice. Meanwhile, our boy secretly smirks. With his system-granted skills and past life experience, guiding this rookie author is a piece of cake. He then sharply points out her biggest flaw is a lack of life experience. Hitting right at her weak spot, his words leave her teary-eyed, instantly treating him as a rare soulmate. Seeing her adoring replies, our boy confidently steeples his hands. A perfect online mentorship has officially begun. Late at night, despite her roommate urging her to sleep, she stays glued to her phone. On the other end, our boy ponders, knowing that life experience can't be gained overnight. To play to her strengths, he suggests writing in her comfort zone. Surprisingly, she confidently claims to excel at describing delicate feminine changes, leaving our boy utterly speechless at her euphemism. Exposed by his blunt reply, she curls up in bed, crying out in embarrassment. When he seriously asks if she truly loves writing, she says yes, but deep down, she seems to be hiding a secret motive. Sitting at his computer, our boy is quietly analyzing the class monitor's personality. He knows this proud girl is far too ambitious to ever settle for an ordinary life. To keep his top-tier ghostwriter hooked, he tailors a web novel outline just for her. The classic drama of a domineering CEO and a fierce female lead's rise to power will definitely hit her sweet spot. Cut to the library, Han Lai is groaning over a massive management book, wishing his system had given him a speed-reading ability to handle the workload. Just then, he spots Shi Lu Ting struggling to reach a high shelf. He smoothly steps in to help her grab the book, casually bringing up the topic of writing novels. He intentionally mentions how lucrative writing can be before playing dumb and waving goodbye. This reverse psychology works perfectly, and the competitive class monitor aggressively claims the writing guide. In her mind, she's already visualizing the praise from her mysterious online boss. Fired up by the captivating plot, she is fully determined to draft the golden first 3 chapters. Fueled by her real-life rivalry with him, she's brimming with fighting spirit. Meanwhile, our boy walks away with a victorious smirk, knowing his next cash cow has willingly started working. As soon as her roommate leaves, our cold and aloof class rep drops her act. She eagerly dives into the outline set by her wealthy sponsor. Seeing the female lead shares her surname, she is momentarily confused. But she quickly brushes it off as a coincidence, totally captivated by the thrilling plot. With her critical eye, she notes the slightly masculine tone, but the rich character design and gripping plot leave her incredibly impressed. Seeing her hooked, our boy proposes a profit-sharing deal. But as a test, he deliberately asks her to write a passionate scene between the leads. Seeing the request, she instantly blushes with anger, thinking her boss is just a pervert. Meanwhile, our boy is smiling like a sly fox on the other end. To test the waters, she suggests changing the female lead's name to something closer to her own. This poorly hidden probe almost makes our boy burst into laughter. Despite her doubts, she submits the draft anyway. Receiving his high praise, she gets as excited as a little girl praised by her teacher. When it comes to signing a contract, she worries about her privacy. Our boy, fully prepared, offers a perfect payment plan that completely eases her concerns. His considerate offer completely disarms her, sealing their online partnership. But as the scene cuts back to the boys' dorm, a chaotic farce is unfolding. The roommates are fooling around while their boss is away. Little do they know, our boy catches these sneaky troublemakers red-handed the moment he turns around. Back in the dorm, our boy is unpacking his luggage when his roommates playfully gather around. They enthusiastically greet him, curious about his heavy backpack. The enthusiastic roommates dig through their trunks, generously tossing him snacks from their family factories. Holding the treats, our boy recalls how he used to envy such kids. They even bring out specialty pine nuts from the northeast forest, promising to send more if he likes them. Caught in this cheerful vibe, our boy can't help but smile. Just then, our boy notices his roommates staring at him, feeling a bit confused. The conversation then naturally shifts to whether that annoying guy is actually going to move out. Looking at these straightforward kids, our guy's gaze softens. After all, everyone does stupid things when they are young. These guys are actually pretty easy to get along with. While hanging out at night, our boy and his roommates unexpectedly bump into some female classmates. After a brief moment of surprise, the two groups quickly hit it off. Since they ran into each other, they decide to share a table. Cracking open some cold drinks, everyone cheerfully toasts to the start of their new college friendships. The girls proudly introduce their class monitor. But when our boy calmly introduces himself as Hanli, his roommate is so shocked he literally spits out his drink. Hearing his name, the girl's eyes widen in disbelief. His roommate immediately connects the dots. This is the legendary guy who is allegedly being chased by two campus beauties. Fired up by the juicy gossip, the guys go completely wild. They are practically bowing down in awe of their roommate's unbelievable luck with women. After the playful banter, the roommates start hyping him up, demanding that brotherly treat them all to a meal. The girls happily accept the menu with sweet gratitude. Hearing everyone naturally call him brotherly, our guy can't help but chuckle. He genuinely wonders how he accidentally became the big boss of the entire group. Amidst the lively food stalls, our boy is grabbing a bite with his roommates when they bump into the wealthy school beauty, Pangu. Unfazed by her status, he casually clinks drinks and chats with her. Intrigued by her stunning violet eyes, Hanli asks about them. Pangu smiles and explains it's an ethnic inheritance, clearly flattered by our boy's straightforward and genuine compliment. While discussing their hometown's development, Pangu suddenly changes the subject, pointing down the street and teasingly asking if that's the pretty girl from Hanli's class. Following her gaze, they spot the proud and aloof class monitor, Shi Luting. The classmates instantly go into gossip mode, eagerly discussing the ongoing rivalry between these two campus beauties. Turns out, the highly competitive monitor recently faced a setback in the student union. The deputy minister position she worked so hard for was secretly reserved for some ungrateful freshman, leaving her absolutely fuming. Hearing the inside scoop, our boy, currently in a headlock by his roommate, forces a smile while sweating bullets internally. After all, that arrogant freshman who rejected the student union is none other than himself. Since they ran into each other, everyone decides to share a table. His chaotic roommates firmly hold down Hanli, who's trying to slip away, loudly demanding he make room for the monitor. Looks like a good show is about to start. While his roommates enthusiastically try to make room for the monitor, our boy breaks into a cold sweat. Seeing her unusual behavior, his sharp instincts tell him something is very wrong. He knows her proud personality too well. She might be a bit reckless, but acting this shy and aggrieved in public just to sit next to him? It has to be a trap. To avoid falling into her trap, our boy firmly but politely rejects her attempt to join them. His blunt refusal immediately brings the atmosphere to a freezing point. Never having been rejected like this, the proud school beauty is completely humiliated. She storms off in a fit of rage, cursing him 1,000 times in her head. After she leaves, his clueless roommates lean into gossip. They assume she was just an overly friendly upperclassman, completely missing the underlying tension. At this moment, Pangu, who has been quietly observing, offers a different view. She notes that the monitor actually works very seriously, showing her sharp eye for people. Taking a casual bite of a skewer, our boy drops a profoundly mature assessment of human nature. His insightful words immediately earn a round of enthusiastic applause from his roommates. Even the perceptive Pan-go looks at him with newfound appreciation. Unbothered by the attention, Hanli calmly excuses himself to the restroom, keeping his mysterious aura intact. Hiding in the bathroom, the proud class monitor furiously texts her online sponsor to vent. Little does she know, the arrogant classmate she's complaining about is our boy himself. Reading her rants leaves Hanli sweating bullets. Seeing her desperately seeking his validation online, our boy doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. To quickly handle this little drama, he makes an excuse, grabs his wallet, and steps away from the gathering. Meanwhile, a pouting Shi-looting orders at a food stall while continuing to complain to her boss online. Just as she awkwardly realizes she forgot her purse, a hand suddenly reaches out with cash, smoothly bailing her out. It's Hanli. He pays the bill and offers her a premium portion of fried rice to break the ice. Unfortunately, she completely rejects his gesture, scolds him fiercely, and storms off without looking back. Watching her walk away, our boy realizes she's genuinely furious. Checking his phone, he immediately receives her latest round of curses. Surprisingly though, this little clash unexpectedly triggers a massive system EXP reward. Feeling great about the free EXP, Hanli casually strolls back to the barbecue stall. With his unexpected gain secured, he tells his friends to wrap up and pays the bill, quietly enjoying his secret victory. After the gathering, the roommates wave a reluctant goodbye to the girls. Back in the dorm, our boy is totally confused by their overly excited faces. It turns out these goofs are bragging about scoring dates. But our boy mercilessly bursts their bubble, bluntly calling out their sheer foolishness. Instead of getting mad at his roast, these thick-skinned guys shamelessly start kissing up to him, claiming they only follow him as their boss. Our boy is left utterly speechless. After finally shooing away his noisy roommates, the dorm goes quiet. Checking the time, our boy shifts his focus entirely to the upcoming stock trading competition. Reviewing the rules on his computer, he resolves to make a fortune in this contest. As for the rivalry between the campus beauties, everything must step aside for his money-making plans.